What up, y'all? How you guys doing? Thank you to Amos Dean, Coronary Jump, and OSW Zenkiki for the pre-stream subscriptions. I appreciate that. How you guys doing? What up, Rufus? What up, the Idiot Painter? What up, Professional Paint Liquor? What up, Long Belly T-Bouncer, Ninjon? How you guys doing? Today we are going to paint some Dark Eldar Incubi more. I didn't do much work on them. I just did a little bit more futzing with the oil wash, because even after a couple of days, or after like 30 hours of them staying overnight, I was still able to take some white spirits and mess around with them. Enoch Root, closing in on 3 years to the sub, sir. Trying to not screw up too. The Idiot Painter loves Incubi. Hell yeah, brother. Let me just fix the cam a little bit. Oh, it's not cutting off the top of my head. There we go. How you guys doing? I'm gonna do a little bit of mail time. Something that I'm particularly excited for, actually. So y'all know I've been vibing on Dune. And I asked Simon, because I have like an ongoing relationship with them, to send me Dune War for Arrakis, which is a game they've recently put out. And they did. They sent it to me. Apparently they sent me the deluxe or exclusive edition. I'm not sure what the difference is. But I got this big old box. Double-sided. You got Harkonnens on one side and you got Paul Atreides and the Fremen on the other. I wanted this because I wanted to paint some Dune miniatures. Toit. The satin finish with the foil lettering. It is nice. It is nice. Gotta love that. All right, so what else did I get? I got, I assume the 2 expansions currently available for the game, the Spacing Guild and Smugglers. Potentially 2 factions to play as. Introduces the Ragtag Org into the game. Neutral faction. And then, yeah, you got some Imperium, some Chom directives, or people in the Chom world. Cool. And then I got a freaking neoprene mat, dude. Jordal. Thanks for the sub, Jordal. I got a neoprene mat for the game. I haven't played the game at all. I have no idea how the game works. I played Dune Imperium a lot, but not this one, but I'm looking forward to playing it. And then I also got some plastic tokens for the game. Shout out to Simon for sending me this stuff. Appreciate it. Let's take a look at some of the minis though, to see what's the deal. I'm waiting on some sick ass Sardaukars. Yeah, that'd be cool. Saw the Dune starter set at Salute, way over my budget. What do you mean, Coronary Jump? What was over your budget exactly? What starter set? Curious. Yes, we're gonna look at the minis. All right, let's open the big box. Oh! All right. Viewer picking up a hoodie and a t-shirt. Thank you, viewer. It's a fresh haircut. Thank you. Got it recently. Feeling cute, looking cute. All right, we got a big old rule book. Shout out to viewer picking up that stuff. Got all the cardboard elements shrink wrapped. And then we got a big old cardboard box, which I'm assuming, yeah, is all minis. For what you have there, and I'm poor. Okay, I got you. What up, HUD the Hobby Daddy? What tiny person ordered that medium? Tiny person? I wear mediums. I wear mediums in my shirts. Okay. Although I do believe that I need to get a different t-shirt brand for my shirts. So I think the next one I'm going to look into, it's going to be maybe a little bit longer in the torso. Okay. These are not your typical CMON miniatures. All right, let's take a look. I definitely did not get fatter. Okay, fair. All right, where's my buttons for changing my cameras? All right. Let's get that focus. Okay, here's Paul Atreides. These models are small. They're smaller. If I can be totally honest, they're not as nice as a lot of their other games. Broadsword Wargaming! Thanks for the sub. Let's take a look at some more. Maybe some larger figs. Not a little boy. I don't know who this is. Yeah, they're board game minis, but still, a lot of CMON's board games are really nice. Like if this was like Zombicide miniatures, this one's a little bit better. This one's a little bit better, but still, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff all over this model, and it's very small. I wonder. Okay, those were Atreides models. Let's take a look at some other. Holy goddamn! Fucking look at this one, y'all. Oh, don't do this to me. God, there's a lot of fucking models in this game. Holy shit! All right, let's take a look at some other minis. Maybe we got some potential Fremen, I'm guessing. They're a little bit nicer. The disappointment in that room is palpable. Scott, on the rules, what does it say? How much you have to smoke to understand the complexity of Dune in the game? It doesn't say that anywhere. Although that'd be funny. Some more Fremen. They're nice. The still suits are they're over designed. IMO. It is like the plus side of the models having a lot of shit going on is that they would take a wash and dry brush extremely well. So that's that's not necessarily how I paint, and I kind of was looking forward to painting them like I paint the minis from A Song of Ice and Fire. Just wanted to paint a few here and there, get my Dune on. But look at this one! Holy shit! It's fucking huge, bruh. Here's one of the normal models. Fucking Shai Hulud, dude, coming in strong. There are some other ones that are significantly smaller, but this guy is big. Holy shit! Incredible. That's a cool model. That's a big popcorn bucket. Yeah, minis. They look like Zombicide quality, or the last I saw, they look like the zombies from Zombicide, but not like the character minis. But even then, some of the zombies are nicer than this. It did not include the smokes. Expert mode popcorn bucket, as it is written. And then we got some little ships and some thopters. All right, let's look at some. These guys look okay. Here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. This, I'm gonna guess these are Sardaukar. I don't know for a fact, but these guys are a little bit taller. They're a little bit bigger. Got some guys with guns, some guys with swords. These aren't dripping in detail, so they're a little bit better. And then we got some Harkonnen. Okay, here's Vladimir. Here's a banner guy. These are better. I'm gonna guess this is the Beast, Rabban. Tighten the grip, Rabban. And then this has got to be the Bene Gesserit who seduces Fade Rautha. I forget his name though. Someone help me out. Who's the name of the Bene Gesserit who visits Fade? Where am I at in the book? Milk that worm. Settle down, brother. Oh yeah, Fenring. Margot Fenring. These guys are better for sure. I would be much happier painting these guys. Where am I at in the book? I just finished the chapter where Duke Leto took Liet Kynes, Gurney, and Paul to go check out one of the spice harvesters, and it got swallowed by a worm. A lot of interesting differences in that chapter. Did you drill that worm like a gun barrel? Yeah, I'm reading like a little chunk maybe like 4 times a night. I don't read very fast. Okay. That's where we're at with mail time. Now we can get on to painting. We're painting some Dark Eldar Incubi. This is what we look like post oil wash. Not bad, you know, after the dust has settled. I think this is one of the last ones we did, but there's a decent dark outline around all of most of the details. Like some of the spikes on the legs, we lost the detail on, which, you know, that happens. But most things have a nice outline. Pretty happy. I'm curious, how do you feel about the chapter intros? They're pretty good. I think the very first intro for the very first chapter was incredibly confusingly written. But for the most part, they're pretty interesting. Are they all by Princess Irulan? I don't know if that's how you say her name. So yeah, that's good stuff. So I'm also working on a Razorwing jet fighter conversion that I don't want to show you because I want to save it for the video. But I want to show you one thing that I'm really happy with that might help people who are, you know, considering doing a similar kind of conversion. So making smoke is very difficult, and so a good alternative is to make smoke semi-unrealistic like GW does. And a way to emulate that, well, I'll just show you what I got. So this is a smoke cloud that is going to be coming off of a rocket. Like, something like that. So what I did was I took hanging wire or aluminum wire or sculpting wire. They're all kind of the same thing. Hanging wire you'll find at Home Depot. Armature wire you'll find at a like a art supply store like Blick. And then aluminum wire you might find at like a hobby store. But they would all work the exact same way. And I basically had a loop that was the same shape as this. And then I wound in between it floral wire. The floral wire I wound around the aluminum wire because it's very slick and nothing really sticks to it. And so this gives it some grip. And it also allowed me to span the gap in between the two wires. And then I put milliput on top of that to kind of bulk it out. And then what I did was I created a bunch of little spheres that I let cure, and then I cut in half. And then I glued all those half spheres to my form. And I originally started to fill the gaps with green stuff, and I was like, there's definitely a better way to do this. And the better way that I devised was taking this kind of filler. I have Mr. White Putty, but Vallejo makes some, Tamiya makes some. It's all the same shit. And I doused it in this stuff. And it thins with acetone. And so then I took a brush of acetone and I applied it liberally on top of that goop, and it smoothed it all out. And it made some of the bumps a little bit less harsh and made it, kind of flowing more naturally. At some point, I'm going to sculpt some flames here for the rocket, but I figured I'd do the smoke first. I think I'm going to do another pass here to make some of these bumps a little bit less aggressive. But I felt like this was pretty good for a novice sculptor to make kind of organic smoke. Maybe some of the bumps are a little bit too aggressive, but I think for the most part, I'm pretty happy with this. Lord Area Can, Mike Genie, thank you for the subs. 41 months, goddamn. He's becoming the follower of oil paints and is propaganding for the big oil companies. Yeah, for the most part, it's hand sculpted. There's definitely some things that are, I used easy solutions for. But I'm pretty happy with this. I have a couple other conversions that I'm excited to show you guys, but you'll see them when the video comes out, or you'll see them in the behind the scenes post this Thursday if you're a patron. When you buy your missile smoke from the boba tea shop. All right, let's paint some minis. Okay, so I think last time we discussed the next step that I'm going to be doing is painting the Under Armour and the other black elements on the mini. So this will be their gloves, their horns, their undersuit, maybe some tassels here and there, and whatnot. I think what we should do first, though, is hit it all with a matte varnish, because right now it's still glossy from the glossy application that I applied. This will also make the express paint we use stick down more nicely and obscure more of this white undercoat. I'm afraid that on the horns, especially with the white undercoat, that when we apply something like an express paint, it's not going to look like it's black once it's all said and done, just simply because it's such a bright undercoat. And in my experience, it needs to be not so bright an undercoat to kind of get the effect we want. All right, let's do that. I know there are some other acrylic gap fillers that you can use that thin with water. I think liquid green stuff is an example of that. But this one is not that way. It might also thin with isopropyl alcohol. I don't know. I know for a fact it works great with acetone, though. All right, let's bust out my cases here. You're right, no man. Vallejo plastic putty is another one. It's not green though, I think it's like a light gray. Not that matters at all. Polyurethane ultra varnish. How about just matte varnish? I'm not feeling very ultra today. Never use that Mr. Brand stuff. I think, well, I mean, I know if you get the Tamiya branded acrylic filler, it also is a similar thing. It'll thin with acetone. I don't know if it's really any different. I was thinking that you could take drywall compound, joint compound, and thin that with water and just dip that fucking thing in it. And that would also do the exact same thing that I'm trying to do. You could just do it several times until you get like the look you're after. You want it somehow to be able to settle so it's perfectly smooth or close to perfectly smooth. And also this stuff dries hella fast, which is nice. So you're not waiting like a full day for it to cure like you would with green stuff or something like that. It might not be. It's hard to tell. The whole back is in, I think, Japanese. I think Mr. Hobby is a Japanese brand. Does anyone know what Japanese letters look like? I don't. It's flammable though. I guess that's what the fire means. Definitely Japanese. Cool, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Something else I've been very fucking into lately is the Star Wars RPG system. Whether that's Force and Destiny, Edge of the Empire, Age of Rebellion. They're all the same. Well, that's not true. They're not all the same, but they're all close enough that they can be referred to together. I read through the majority of the rule book on my trip down to Wisconsin this past weekend, and sat down with one of my players yesterday to help them make a character, and I made one. I made one myself just to test it out. I'll be the DM, so it's not gonna get played, but it's fun to just try it out. I'm very excited, needless to say. I've been watching and listening to a bunch of generic like DM advice from people that you've heard of, probably like Matt Colville, and also some more specific stuff from other Star Wars RPG content creators. Love the t-shirt. Thank you. It says on the bottom, you can't see, it says, "That's no moon." Amber found it at a place, a resale shop. Not enough weeb in you to recognize the Haikyuu injection didn't take. Oh yeah, no, I missed it. Fire, the universal language, yes. It's some kind of Elvish. Always good to have full stats for an NPC you can throw in when the PCs throw you a curveball. Oh yeah, there you go. That's a good point. Maybe I can admit. Someone also mentioned that every once in a while the DM can like join the game for like an episode or something like that, and then kind of pop out. I don't know how often people do that. I think I'm gonna have enough work on my hands. I'm not gonna need to play. Hello, Evan. How goes the Jaws of the Lion? We played another mission. We're on mission. We just finished mission 6. We're on mission 7, and it's going great. I'm enjoying it. Having a lot of fun. Still would recommend it if you're looking for a game that is like a leveling up a character, like a dungeon, like if you like the combat in D&D and the whole idea of leveling up a character, like Jaws of the Lion is what I'd recommend. Yes, I am going to be DMing for the first time, and I'm excited about it. Common Lord Miniatures, what up? Shout out to Common Lord Miniatures and all the crazy models you have. Just bought the Lord of the Rings Journey to Middle-earth. I hope it's comparably good. I played that one as well, and that was pretty good too. Like the gameplay, I like a lot. It just seemed really hard. Like me and my group, we played 3 missions. We lost all 3 of the beginner missions, and so then I looked up if we were doing any of the rules wrong, and I found like a 50-50 split. People were like, it's easy, you're a fucking noob, or it's really hard, we really struggled. So I don't know if it was just me or if we were getting a rule wrong, but it was really hard. But otherwise, I really enjoyed it. Is it DMing if you're not really in a dungeon? Fair. We'll call it GMing from now on. Which difficulty did you pick? Normal. Brandon Bacher, thank you. Appreciate it, man. All right. Evan recommends against camoing or being a cameo in your own campaign. Yeah, I'm not interested. What I am interested in doing is taking an adventure module, because that's just, I think, gonna make my life easier, and just modifying it slightly to include elements for every single character to get joy out of. I think in my previous experiences with playing role-playing games, maybe not all of them, but some of them, it kind of just seems like everyone's just waiting around to do combat, and there's not like a lot of compelling reasons to like do anything else in the world. And so I really want to somehow encourage people to, you know, explore other avenues in the game, like truly role play in the game instead of just playing it like it's a video game. But I don't really know how to do that, but I guess I'm gonna figure out. I have a somewhat paint-related Warhammer question. I'm thinking about painting up some Space Wolves, and I was wondering if they have to be painted in the grays, or can I just pick the color scheme and roll? I don't know much about Warhammer, but I have heard that the color schemes matter for what you were doing. They do not matter at all. You could paint them pink. No one will come and arrest you, as much as other Warhammer fans want to tell you. You can play in a tournament with unofficial color schemes, and no one's gonna care. Vasty Miniatures, thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. Welcome, guys. We're just painting up some Incubi right now for a Warhammer 40K. Here's the thing about color schemes and following the box art and stuff like that. A lot of people like the lore and story of Warhammer 40K, and reasonably so. It's very cool. And so they want to kind of relive the experiences that they had reading the lore and enjoying the lore. And the way they do that is by painting the models matching the scheme. That's one way they do it. You can also like have cool missions that, you know, emulate the stories you read in the game and stuff like that. And so yeah, a lot of people really care about that. Also, a lot of people lack creativity, and I don't mean that as an admonishment. That's just a fact. And so it's really easy just to take the color scheme in the box and copy it. There's nothing wrong with that. Literally nothing wrong with that. And so it's kind of depends. If you want to paint them differently, by all means, do it. You might get some weird comments from someone every now and then, but whatever. They're not worth your time. What you like being a murder hobo? What? This module will be better with like 30 more Twi'leks for reasons. The MCDM RPG has gone with director and players. I like that. It feels more theatrical. Okay, those are fun terms. I've enjoyed building and painting some Shatterpoint models I got from Adepticon, swag bag, traded for 2 extra, then ordered the core box to actually have a game to play. Nice. It's a good game. There are people that care. It's always great to have something to let each player shine, and it's not just filler till combat, unless that's what they want. That's a good point, Combat Lord Manchers, is that it's a good idea to create the experience that your players want, and that's why I think one thing I need to figure out with my players is, you know, what kind of experience do you want? How many missions do you want to last? I guess as someone who never does this kind of thing, the assumption is that like the one character you're making right now is gonna last forever. You're gonna play it forever. And that puts so much pressure on character creation for you to like make the thing you love the most, like regardless of what the story is or how it works or anything like that. Maybe that's not what everyone wants to do, you know? Maybe people want to, you know, play a 6 scenario long campaign or 10 scenarios long. And yeah, I don't know. A historical is kind of approach where people want to adhere to the studio schemes and livery. Yeah. It's kind of the same thing. If you haven't tried the brown cheese yet, put some on a slice of bread or toast with some jam. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Because people keep talking about it, and I haven't tasted it yet. And also, I clearly am misunderstanding how it's supposed to be consumed. But yes, it can be eaten on crackers, and I kind of misunderstood that. So I'm going to do that. I'm gonna try it out. Put it on a cracker. That's cool. I just wanted some clarification on it because I noticed that they pull a lot of aesthetic influence from Norse mythology, and I wanted to lean into that for my color scheme. Yeah, absolutely do that. That'd be so sick. That Mr. Putty is still acrylic based Guessing they use harsher chemicals for the faster dry time. Yes, you can definitely, you can smell it. You can smell the harsher chemicals for sure. For sure, dude. All right, we ran out of that good stuff. Evan, you were making comments about how I don't like RPGs and I'm not liking RPGs. Yeah, I think I'm finding reasons to like things of all shapes and sizes that I previously did not like. And something just kind of clicked for me regarding RPGs. Like, I don't know, whenever I approach like many things in life, I'm always like trying to figure, I'm always approaching it like it's a game, like it's a system to master, right? Like Dune Imperium has like a system and you're trying to most efficiently achieve victory through worker placement, through like whatever political things are in the game and so on and so forth. But like D&D is not, it's not a game, you know? Or sorry, role-playing in general is not a game. At least in the conventional way that I understand it. A lot of people play role-playing games like they are a game, and you can do that. I think maybe even the very first form of D&D, which I think was competitive, like they had like competitive D&D events. Maybe those were more like what I would think a role-playing game is, but really like someone's trying to get in. With my wife. You need help? What dilution am I using for varnishing? It's like a 3 to 5. So it's pretty significant. I just apply multiple layers of the varnish though, to get the mattness that I'm looking for. The goal has just changed. You're trying to master a system for facilitating the most fun for the group you're leading. Oh, I do want a snack. Intruder. Does the G in RPG stand for game? It does. It does. Honestly, yeah, the way I'm thinking of, I guess the way I'm describing game is not necessarily the traditional understanding of game. Maybe I should explain a little bit better. Thank you, Amber. Okay. That will dry for a bit. This is why I like 4th edition so much. 4E was a game-ass game at the core of its design. There were tournaments at Gen Con. The most RPGs are group/team. That went away. The goal is for the story. There are no winners. I think that Scott is using the word in a way that doesn't align with game as a general term. Correct. Yes, I am not. D&D is for a group of friends gathered around the table, having a good time, celebrating the war crimes they're committing. Yeah. Everyone shut up, there are snacks. Like when I get excited about a world, like whether that's Dune, whether that's Star Wars, whether that's Lord of the Rings, I want to like bury myself in it. I want to paint minis. I want to read comic books. I want to read books. I want to watch movies. I want to play games. I want to do all those things. And I think what I've realized is that playing in an RPG is like the quintessential way to live in a world. And it's not a game in the way that I understand it. It's not a system that I'm trying to, win at. Hard to describe. But it is an opportunity for me to become part of the themes and the aesthetic and the culture of these worlds that I'm so excited about. And get to make my own story inside of them, which this is something that you guys all likely already know and understand, but it clicked for me that it's not a game. It's different than a game. I don't know why it took so long, but maybe just being a DM made it more exciting for me. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. It's legitimately great. You are finally realizing there's something here for you, but you gotta recognize that it's frustrating when we all are like, Scott, you will like this if you find the right flavor and group. It's not. It doesn't have to do with it. It was not the group, and it wasn't the flavor. That's not what did it for me. And also, sometimes you have to just discover things for yourself. You know, people can't just tell you the things. I think maybe that's my case. You can certainly make optimized decisions at a character creation, but you're not really competing against someone. And if you're competing against a DM, I feel something is wrong. Yeah. Also, what up, John? I agree with that as well. Yeah, another thing is that my inclination as a DM is to make my player character's life hard. And that's not what I'm supposed to do. I think I want to make it interesting and compelling, but I also want to make it fun and enjoyable for them. And I just feel like a DM, I didn't think a DM ever thought like that, or that was ever a DM's job, was to involve everyone in a meaningful way. Whenever I played D&D, it was just like, I don't know, it just seemed like a combat simulation, and it wasn't fun for that reason. Let me grab a water spray bottle. Shut up and watch anime. I've tried. But again, yeah, I have opinions about things, and I'm allowed to change those opinions about things. Stop insisting people yelling their interest at you doesn't work. Rule of cool applies too. Let it flow as a DM encourages more of what everyone loves about the game, no matter the approach. And that's also another thing that I'm struggling with right now, is that my group is split. Half of them want to be Edge of the Empire players, half of them want to be Force and Destiny players, and they definitely can mix. The two can definitely mix. I'm just concerned that I'm going to be a little bit in over my head and not know how to best mix all the mechanics in the games so that everyone has a good time, and that I'm not like having my head buried in a rule book while we're trying to play and role play, because I imagine that really crushes the suspension of disbelief if you are hunting forward that rule about, you know, oh, what's the obligation rule for Edge of the Empire? What's the morality rule? You know, they're largely the same systems, but they have some differences, and I'm concerned that I'm going to fuck it up. I used to build characters around the numbers and being able to always succeed, but these days I build characters around concept and it's much more enjoyable. I agree with you. So me and my wife actually made a character on our ride home. And like, it was so fucking cool how like, I asked her to pick a race because I can never decide on a race, and she picked Twi'lek. And then from there, reading their section, their like little lore section, it built a story. And then I picked a career, and then I read my career section, and then that made more of the story. And then I picked my specialization. If you're not familiar, career is class, specialization is like the talent inside the class you pick. And then like adding more things just made this, it made the story for you. I didn't have to do anything. It kind of wrote itself. And it was so satisfying to make choices just based on that backstory, and not me trying to make a character that's going to fucking destroy everyone, you know? I don't know why. It was really interesting. Root now is the best game. Hey, Wanawanga! A lot of work for a DM for sure. Staying real loose and adaptive is the key. I think John said something and I missed it, unfortunately. It does seem like a lot of work. You can do a lot of work as a DM if you want to. And I'm not really sure how much I'm gonna be able to do. Just make a decision in the moment and then that's great advice. Okay, so if you're having a rule issue, just look it up in the moment, just create a ruling in the moment and then look it up afterwards. Everything you just said about your concerns should be communicated with your players. If they understand that, then you get a free pass anytime something goes wrong and just need to adjust things in front of the players. Right. Ooh, Evan asking the real questions. Is Root better than Kill Team? I'd love to chop it up about crafting a Star Wars RPG narrative that can include those elements in both games. I'm sorry, Malev. The conversation is kind of moving quickly. What both elements? Travel Cedric, what up? Iron Lungfish says, I love the Star Wars RPG system. Really leads to a narrative playstyle that we like. Did a bunch of fun heists with Edge of the Empire. Nice. Jay gave us a political answer. Lame. Ghoul Studio, what up? There is a tabletop dungeon crawler game called Heart, where the point is you will die in 7 sessions. Your ultimate ability will kill you in amazing ways. Okay. I'm gonna go rinse out this filter because I don't want it to get clogged, because otherwise it'll be useless. Write down the decisions the group makes and the names you make up. They will bring it up later, and you will need to be able to reference. The most recent character I had a lot of fun playing was Everyday Heroes, and the concept was a redneck Tony Stark, and it was so much fun. Yeah, I was actually watching a video, and someone had an amazing backstory for a character for Star Wars, and it was, what if you were the son or daughter of an Imperial official? And you discover one day that you have force powers, and you tell your mom and dad, and they turn you into the Inquisition, and you run away because holy fuck, what the hell? Like that small idea, like just explodes in my brain, and I have like, it makes me want to play that character and try out all these things. And so there's just so many cool kinds of people that could exist in the Star Wars universe, and I want to try them all out. You know, isn't that a fucking cool character though? That'd be a cool thing to try out. The system you use also varies greatly the amount of work you will have to put in as a DM. Okay. Edge of the Empire has Force and Destiny players, or elements. Okay. Yeah, man. If you wanna, there are several ways to mix the mechanics from them that I've read about, but I'm undecided. I don't know. But if you want to chat about it, let's chat about it. Are you playing in person? We're playing in person. Yeah, I think adding minis to the game is going to be really complicated. And also, one of the criticisms I've heard about this game is that the combat is not as hard and fast as in D&D. Like in D&D, you can only move like a certain amount of feet in like a given combat turn, right? And like everything's on a grid. In Force and Destiny, there are like range bands. There's like, engaged, close, medium, long, and extra long. And like you can like move between those range bands with a maneuver, and it's a little bit more loosey-goosey. And so I don't know if models would really be the play for it. But at the very least, I want to have models for the player characters, just for the fun of it, not for any physical representation or something like that. That should have been the plot of the Force Awakens movies. Right? That'd be amazing. That'd be so cool. Imagine you live in the High Republic and you find out you have force powers and your parents hand you over to the weird, drably dressed space wizards to tell you it's too dangerous for you to ever love someone. We blended the systems a bit with one character who awakened force sensitivity in our EOTE campaign. Nice. Star Wars RPG is loosey-goosey with the combat. That's what I've read. All people who play in the vague rage bands argue that it's a lot faster than the squares. Atsu, do people actually play the Star Wars RPG system with like squares and stuff. All right, we got our Black Lotus. I wish there was a normal black. I don't know if I want a black blue for their undersuits. I think what I was doing was just a normal black. And I think because of that, we gotta go find the black from Army Painter. Sorry, we're not really getting anything done, but it's fucking par for the course for me. I'm gonna keep this paint out. Having models or at least some kind of board layout can be good for bigger battle scenarios. Okay. Am I attending Monty again this year? Probably not, just because I got a lot of flights planned. I don't know. I don't want to fly too much. Yeah, I probably won't be. And then I know that Vince and Sam are gonna be there though, so that's pretty fucking hype. All right, so they have like a million different grays. I have 2 Gravel Lord grays. How did I manage to get 2 of those? That's brown. The problem with these things is that everything looks black. Because they're all just so dark. You want to run a Necromunda role-playing campaign where all the players are one gang? That's kind of cool. I bet there are some. There's just a lot of games out there that have a style of combat usually close to 30 feet, far as 60 feet, very far as 120 feet. There's a great Star Wars Tales comic where a family sent a bounty hunter into the Jedi Temple to reclaim their child. That is cool. That is cool, man. There's a bounty hunter character for you. Someone who's opposed to Jedi, you know? I fucking love that. There is one named Hospitaller Black, but it's the second wave of Express Colors. Okay, cool. That's good to know. Which con will I attend? I don't know. I don't know. Adepticon. But imagine being a small child, your parents give you over to those weirdos. Hospitaller Black. I have 2 Holy Whites, apparently. You know, this box smells like... There it is. There's the Grim Black. This box smells like old school GW inks. You guys know that smell? Did we even talk about Adepticon moving? No, we did not. But that's pretty hype, honestly. It's close to where my family lives, which is cool. I like that. Adepticon moved to the Baird Center in Milwaukee. It's pretty cool. I'm salty about it. Hell yeah, yeah, it's moving close to you, Jay. Ooh, real close to you. Absolutely not, Evan. I wonder if as many people will attend. You know, it's a good point because O'Hare is definitely a better like airport for international people. But yeah, all the features of the con seem a lot better though. Yeah. I wish it was at Rosemont, but Milwaukee isn't bad. Rosemont is in the middle of Chicago and doesn't have any parking, right? I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it too. All right. Let's paint some stuff, man. So these handles will be black. That is looking great. That looks like basically black, but just done already. It'll probably look a little bit grayer than I want on larger surfaces, but for the small little guys, it's looking pretty good. Speaking of Necromunda, I need to kit bash a frickin' Stig Shambler, and I don't know when I'm gonna do that. In between all this DM prep for Star Wars and what's the other thing I was talking about? Oh, the Razor Wing jet fighter conversion. I'm not sure when I'll be able to get to the Stig Shambler. Do it right now. There's parking. It's real close to O'Hare. Similar block layout to Baird with the skywalks and such. Rosemont is not in Chicago. It's in Rosemont, right next to the airport with leagues parking. Cool. Milwaukee Airport is an international airport, but that doesn't mean that like flights to it won't be slightly expensive. Also, O'Hare is close enough to Milwaukee that if that was a problem, you could just fly into Chicago. Oh God. You could just fly into Chicago and then drive to Milwaukee. It's not that big of a deal. Come on, Europeans, you can do it. Okay, I don't want to use this brush because it kind of sucks. I need a brush that has a little bit more accuracy so I can get under their necks. I don't get fucking black paint all over everything. All right, well, we cracked open these PK Pro paintbrushes. Let's see if we can use one of these bad boys. Scott, what if your Stig Shambler were a motorized statue of a saint or something, like a statue or shrine on tracks with machine guns? That's a pretty fucking good idea. I think the idea that I am leaning toward is just a penitent engine for KOTOR. It's like, what does a penitent engine look like for KOTOR? I love like how grim that machine is, and I could absolutely see KOTOR having some version of it. It's like a walker of some kind with a dude attached to it, you know? I guess I don't know like where to start. Do I buy the penitent engine kit? Do I do something easier than that? I'm not sure. I like your idea too, though. I also had another idea where like, because there's, you know, in a Stig Shambler there's two dudes, right? And so I thought, what if like you had a big ogre guy who had his head removed, and in the place of his head was like a glass cloche with a relic in it. So like he's being powered by like the, you know, the religious power of that relic, and he has like a leash, a chain leash around his neck, and he's being like pulled along by another guy, and both his arms are replaced with like giant fucking heavy stubbers. Thought that was kind of a funny idea too, and maybe a little bit easier of a conversion than what I'm trying to imagine. War Master 4G. I'm not a huge fan of the model. It's a little bit kind of it's a little goofy, and there ain't nothing wrong with goofy, but just not my kind of vibe. The guy on top of another guy. There's nothing wrong with like the sculpt or anything like that. It's just the idea. I'm playing some Ash Wastes. I don't know what the name of the warband is. Ash Waste something. Dudes for my next game in the campaign. Ash Waste Nomads. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. This is the part of the model that I'm most concerned about. This instant paint. These large, flat ribbon materials. I mean, if that's the only issue we have, then we can solve it with some paint. But yeah, those large, flat surfaces. Typically don't do well with washes and contrast paint. Impossible to not nick that corner of that shoulder. Oh well. What's that brush? This is a PK Pro brush. It's called Orange Line. I got a set from them. I don't really know what it is. Yeah, I know I got a game coming up. I just don't know when I'm gonna get to it. So many nerdy things to do, man. I don't know if this like hole in the armor is supposed to like expose the undersuit, but I'm kind of just making that choice, and I think that looks cool. That looks cool. Sad part is that the majority of their black undersuit is visible on the back of the model and not necessarily on the front. Like the normal warriors, you can see their suit on like their shins because they don't have armor on their shins. But these guys got their shins armored up. They care about their shins. I wonder, guys, is the delay with my lav microphone, is it fixed? For some reason, the audio delay that we had previously decided upon was applied to the chat overlay and not the lav. And so we added that on there, or I just swapped that around today, and I wonder if that fixed the problem. Audio's good for you? Nice, excellent. Did you revarnish after oils? I did. I revarnished after oils just because I wanted to have a matte surface to apply this, speed paint to. And also because I don't want the majority of the model to be like glossy, you know? That looks cool. There's like a string. I'm gonna paint it black too, why not? I started to watch the Chernobyl miniseries on HBO. That fucking show is wild, bro. That show is wild. Holy cow. No sync issue today. Wonderful. Thoughts on doing another feedback stream again? I would love to do that. Yeah, it was really enjoyable. Or I think I'm on like episode 5 or something like that. So it's not done yet, but it's really intense. It's really intense. Super bleak as well. A lot of good feedback about the show other than from Evan. Typical. All right. Now we got to get that neck. we're gonna delay a little bit. That show is great, but I can only watch it once. My wife hated my very visceral reaction every time someone did something stupid like pick up a piece of the core with their hands. Yeah, sure. They don't know what they're doing though. You know, that to me wasn't like show or, you know, narrative breaking for me, because like they have no idea what they're looking at. They have no idea what they're dealing with. Stuff like that. I remember when we were not allowed to be outside when it happened. Really? Jar Jar Pings. If you don't mind me asking, where do you live? Do you live somewhere in Europe or somewhere in America and you just were aware of that and can go outside? Fallout has been getting a lot of love. Oh, you're in Germany. Okay, yeah. That makes sense. Crazy, man. So crazy. I don't know like about the historical accuracy of the show, but if it's you know, if some amount of it is true, it could have been so much worse. It could have been so much worse for the entirety of Europe had they not dealt with it. Oh yeah, that dark neck helps. It helps to break up the model. I wish there was more. I wish there was more you could see. Yeah, HUD. I've seen nothing but love for that TV show. Evan says, let me rephrase. I hate the reaction to that show and so on. Gotcha. Just knowing that the moment they did that slow. I know, yeah, it was a lot. I mean, there's a lot of moments like that in the TV show where like people are like standing outside as the nuclear fallout ash rains down on them and they have their babies out in strollers, and it's just like it's brutal. It's brutal to watch. There's a lot of shit like that. When Vince comes down to town, we could make a feedback stream unless you would rather paint. I mean, we'll see. I'm happy to do it just by myself alone though. I've never played a single Fallout game, so I wouldn't see the Easter eggs, but yeah. Also, Walton Goggins is fantastic and everything. Is he Legasov? Is he the scientist? Or is he Moriarty? Kyle Hill on YouTube does a good explanation about Chernobyl. Okay, cool. Gotcha. Okay. Oh, he is the ghoul cowboy in so Walton Goggins is the character in Fallout, not in Chernobyl. Irradiated human who lived nearly forever. Okay. My bad. Cool. Yeah, I was kind of thinking about watching that. I'm excited to watch that animated Star Wars TV show, Tales of the Empire. The trailer is fucking cool. It's fucking cool, man. All right, the horns. That's what we're missing here. We need these horns painted out. So the horns have a ribbed side and then a smooth side. I wonder, let's first try just painting the ribbed side, you know. We'll keep the smooth side white, just to get an idea. Oh, look at me, fucking up everything. Nox Geek, 35 months of subbing. Thank you, sir. I've heard Justified is great. I thought about rewatching Deadwood the other day. Love Deadwood. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen either of those TV shows. Ribbed for his pleasure. Yeah, I was thinking about saying it. What do we think? Do we like the black horns with the white still on the helmet, or should the entire horn be black? I don't think there's a wrong answer here. I think either could look cool. And I think I'm leaning toward making them all black just because that's easier to do. But again, I think either could really work. Anyone here watch Pantheon? I haven't watched Pantheon, no. I haven't watched a lot of TV shows. As you can tell, I'm just now getting to. Oh man, these guys look fucking sick. I love this shit. Mean Incubi, dude. I'm gonna paint the whole horn. All right, is there anything else that should be black? Because now I'm just gonna shut my brain off and then do the rest in this exact same way. And so I wanna, before I shut my brain off, I want to make sure I've got all the decisions made. I think the bone here can be black. We need more black elements on the front-facing part of the paint job. But what else can be black? Maybe the drug applicator could be black, maybe. Try to keep like, I don't know. Hard to say. I'm half tempted to say you should go for a very, very dark color for the ribs. Oh, for the things on their back. Okay, Mike Genie. That's an idea. The only problem is they're super fucking flat, and flat stuff does not take contrast paint or any of its variants very nicely. Looks kind of trashy. But I'm imagining it. The one thing about it is when you take such an important element of a sculpt and you paint it all one color, you draw a lot of attention to it. And I don't want them to look like insects, I don't want them to look like they have wings. That's not a bad idea, though. I don't think I've ever seen anyone paint the wingdingers a different color, the back wingdingers. The gems could, those black gems? I have a spot color in my army of teal, and so typically I paint the gems teal. But it sounds cool. I like that idea. If you like cowboy stuff, that one is 100% out of 10. Ian McShane is great. Like instead of black, like a very dark purple. I don't have any purple in my scheme, and I'm a little bit apprehensive to add more colors at the moment. But it's not a bad idea. This application after it's dry on the bigger parts looks pretty okay. Oh man, look at the ribbon. The ribbon looks great. Wow, amazing. Here's what I'll do. I'll paint the ropes black, which is, it's incredibly tiny. But that is something. The gems is a good idea, though. Maybe black base with a teal highlight. Yeah. I think that's a winner. I think when your gems start from black anyways, it just looks better. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. Good idea, John. That's a good subtle way to rope more black into the scheme. Maybe the dead or the broken soulstone rings can be black too, because the life force or the protective power inside of them has faded, and so they're no longer glowing. I'm not sure what the lore is on that, but I do feel like keeping the wingdingers in line with the armor will limit the clown fiesta risk. You have a way. You got a way with words, Mike Janae. Yeah, Rufus agrees. All right. Not that we've made any real progress, but let's just take a snack break here. Let me pause the audio. Let me pause the audio. That's what people say. Okay, how much blending is enough? What a question. It really depends on the application. It really depends on the individual. ASMR snack break. We gotta keep the Clown Fiesta Geiger counters in line. I appreciate you getting us back to Chernobyl. I freaking love Swiss cake rolls, man. They are so good. They're so bad for you probably, but they're so good. Okay, if you go to GD, you will spend 100 hours on one mini doing what? I mean, largely blending. I'm watching from Switzerland. What time is it in my time zone? It is 2:31 p.m. Central Standard Time. Ugh. I could fucking put away 8 of these. Did I eat the yellow chocolate bar? I don't think so, but I put it all in a bag and I brought it home. CST or correct standard time. All right, we're back. Sorry. When everything is blended gray/brown, you've gone too far. Raining today. Love it when it rains. What's my travel schedule for the next 3 to 4 months? I'm going to Texas for a wedding, and I'm going to Phoenix for work, to visit Monument Hobbies, but also to go to Sedona for a little vacation. And then I'm going to Greece for vacation. That's my travel schedule. Never been asked that question before. It's snowing here? Ooh, I'm glad I'm not wherever you are. What's the sword plan? I mean, I'm kind of all about Maltau Chrome right now. So I was thinking of painting it Maltau Chrome and then giving it like a very subtle blue Tamiya clear coating to make it match with the blue spot color. I don't want to make it entirely teal, but a very subtle teal color will be enough, I think. Any competition? Nah. No competitions. Vader in chat trying to time when he's robbing Scott's house. Only place in America, or only place that has McDonald's with non-golden arches. Interesting. Greece is fucking amazing. I'm looking forward to it. My wife has family that lives in Greece, and so we're gonna be hanging out with them. Oh God. Had the best time on my honeymoon last year. Nice. Kind of packed with tourists these days. Well, I'm gonna contribute. Although I think me and my wife are just gonna be like chilling in our Airbnb. Popping into the hot tub, reading a book, ordering pizza. I'm so lucky that me and my wife like align on like what we want a vacation to look like. And she's not like making me, go out and experience the world. Jesus Christ. What part of Texas am I visiting? Austin. That's where my cousin is getting married. Oh, it's raining so loudly. Shockingly, this grimdark paint really covered up this white, almost to the point where like I can't even see the white really anymore, and I'm going to need to I'm gonna need to do some highlighting. I forgot that this stuff reactivates with water, and so reapplying it on top of itself is kind of becoming a little problematic. How could I forget? It was so controversial. Absolutely, HUD. I'm gonna do that kind of video, behind the scenes, unwrapped style video at Monument Hobbies about how paint is made and like what else they have going on at Monument Hobbies. Like, cause they manufacture more than just paint. So I'm excited to, get some footage of big machinery and other stuff. All right, horns fully blacked out. I'm really digging this. I think the black horns looks really good. I think we're ready to move on. These guys don't have a lot of the, or this one guy I painted doesn't have a lot of armbands. They're like visible from the front. Like this guy right here does with this armband. So maybe that, I'll think differently about that. In the Phoenix area, the Bryce Canyon Arboretum is really cool if you want to hike around and check out some flora. We do want to do that. Keep that in mind. I'm gonna text my wife that. Bryce Canyon Arboretum. Thank you. Bryce Arboretum. Did you talk about judging armies at Adepticon in a previous stream? I watched the VOD. If not, how was it? How was it? Oh, I forgot. I wanted to paint the other soul stones black. It was very stressful, judging people's art, you know? You don't want to upset them. You don't want to, like, you have to make a stance and say that one thing is better than another, you know? At least that's what you're saying by having a first, second, third. And that's hard. It's hard to do. It's especially hard to do when, like, you're not like in your comfort zone. Like, I don't spend all day looking at army display boards. I don't know what is supposed to make them better than another. You know, I have a general idea because of my involvement with miniature painting, but I think display boards are something a little bit different. And so we weren't really given a rubric for how to determine that. And so I just, you know, I had to kind of wing it. You know, I kind of made a rubric on the fly. I actually did that. I like made one with points and weights, and then I put everyone through that rubric. But I don't know if it's like right. I don't know if that's like what I should be using to determine whose army is better than another's. That's what I did. I'm gonna need to clean up that. It's hard to apply a speed paint to a round surface. There's not a clean edge to ride your brush up against. He's got 3 gems on the back of his dome. But they're like teardrops, not like the typical blobby gems. I should probably just use black paint, honestly, for these gems. I shouldn't be trying to apply a contrast paint carefully to them, because it doesn't really matter that some of the undercoat shows through. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna get some black paint, and we're gonna do that for the future ones. Boards on tables. Thanks to the Prime sub. What up, Sir 6-Cylinder Samurai? Lamy Millette. Thanks to the Prime sub as well. I love a good floppy gem. Do you? I bet you would. I bet you would, Jay. Maybe I should just, oh, I wanted to keep the tiny green ones, or the tiny tassels green. Maybe I should just not have green. Maybe it should just be black. I should get rid of the green. Maybe I have too many colors going on right now. When in doubt, simplify. Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good point.
I kick ass for the Lord.
What up, Cy Squig? Do I have any plans to paint any Shatterpoint terrain? I'm having a lot of fun with the fact that it's supposed to be all grimy, making the process a lot more improvisational. I have a plan, but it is the opposite of grime. It's very likely that I've mentioned this before in a video, but I would love to make some Shatterpoint terrain that was like the inside of a Star Destroyer. And so it's all very Imperial and it's all very clean and glossy. And I thought one thing I could do is I don't even need to paint. I could build something scratch out of white styrene and literally polish the styrene with, you know, polishing compound and like a little drummer and a buffer wheel, and apply like a gray enamel pin wash to it, and like that could be it. It could be just done, and it could be so staggeringly clean, and that would be like enough. I also want to make like a a TIE Fighter docking bay, and so I bought this TIE Fighter toy. And I want to kind of like take it apart and like have it like being fixed in progress. I was playing Star Wars Battlefront 2, the campaign, and there's this one level where like I think you're playing as Lando, and you go to this facility that's supposed to be like not operational, but it is, and like, it has really great reference material for like TIE fighters that are like in a hangar and like being worked on and stuff. So I was gonna go back to that level and take some screen grabs and make some kind of like hangar terrain. That's my plan. I've been talking about it forever and I haven't gotten to it, so I'm not sure when I will. But I would love to do that. It'd be so cool. Cold, yes, a cold, clean interior, exactly. So not grimy, but yes, that's what I was thinking of doing. Go for a hangar scene. You have a reason for multiple levels. Exactly, that's true. Actually, I didn't think about that. Oh, I mean, like you could have like that big open area where like there are ships and then there are hangars on the side with multiple walkways and stuff. That'd be kind of cool. That sounds really cool, but also like my nightmare. Yeah, it's not convenient, for sure. It seems like these wings are supposed to pop off. I don't know why. This was so cheap. This was like $10, you know. And for terrain, it's perfect. I've been seeing tons of people on the Shatterpoint Facebook group using toy spaceships as like extra filler for their terrain. I wonder if the medium that came in that set also is water liftable, or if I mix some of it in here, if it will kind of solve that problem for me. I think largely I'm not looking for my paint to do that. I don't need it to reactivate. Sorry, this particular kind of paint. Contrast, speed paint, etc. What up, Summon Lesser Maker? How you doing? But toys are for babies. Yeah, the hangar of a Star Destroyer is the perfect setting for a Shatterpoint skirmish. Isn't it though? I agree. That was a lot that just came out. Is that Speed Paint 2.0? I'm pretty sure. It is. It is. Wait, so what does that mean? Should it not be reactivating with water? Why is it? There's so much fucking bullshit on my desk right now. It takes longer to cure. Oh, okay. So maybe that's the problem that I'm experiencing. I'm just agitating it. What up, Mad Viking? Oh, fuck me. God damn it. I just poked the shit out of myself. Dang it, man. What's going on? Okay. That was a lot. Oops. Fucking dropper bottles, man. Okay. Now the white is showing up significantly. Maybe it was because of that medium that I added, but I feel like I didn't add that much medium compared to how much fucking grim black I just doused all over the model, or all in that little cup. Maybe that's actually the perfect amount.
I kick ass for the Lord.
Gotens, thanks for the sub. Appreciate it.
I kick ass for the Lord.
Yeah, painting the whole horns black is definitely the way to go. Clonkanot gifting a sub to Squadles. Thanks, Clonkanot. Appreciate it. I generally don't thin the black speed paints. They're thin enough as to show through more than I'd like. Oh, okay. Seems like it's working out okay for me, luckily. But I did notice that it was getting thicker while I was using it. And becoming less runny. My guy has a bag tied to one of his wingdingers. Why? Oh man. Got black all over. Fuck. Oh. I missed it. Just watch Goober's video on painting his bone color Dark Eldar, where he says he doesn't like playing 40k. Yeah, actually, Goobs had as a similar scheme for his Dark Eldar that I do. A little bit different, but definitely some similarities. It's kind of funny, actually. But yeah, he was playing 9th, and he, you know what? I probably should be painting these strings with paint as well, not with fucking contrast paint. Very difficult to control contrast paint. He did not like the experience of playing 40k. I appreciate how when he was playing the game, he like refused to hide behind terrain because like he's like, that's not the experience that I was advertised when I was getting into 40k. Like all the images in the art books are beautiful, battles that look incredibly cinematic, and aren't people just hiding behind buildings. But he paid for that. He paid for that. Goobs noobs came to the same conclusion any non-masochist would. Who needs 40k when we have OPR? It's definitely a different game, you know? I can see reasons why people would prefer both systems. Also, he was playing 9th edition, right? I think some people might claim that 9th is a worse experience than playing the most current edition. But, you know, people are going to say that all the time, so what do you do? Okay, we painted all the the neck. We need the neck. Hell yeah. All right, I'm gonna paint those gems black now. You're a different game. Thanks, Dan. Still waiting for Miniac versus Ninja on Grimdark Future Age of Fantasy. Ooh. You know, John doesn't play a lot of miniature war games, if I'm being quite honest. I'm not sure if he's very interested in them. But I don't know. If John and I were to play a game on stream, what game would it be? It'd be Magic the Gathering. Okay, let's paint some of these gems now. Woo, this is hard. Also, I don't know what this is, man. Okay, I'm gonna mute my mic real quick. Oh, mic is itching for some reason. AOS 4.0? Yeah, probably, honestly. Or Relic Blade. Relic Blade's a good one, too. He likes Relic Blade. I've never played Relic Blade. That's not true. I have played Relic Blade. Yeah, sorry I flashed you. My lav mic is really itchy right now for some reason. Relic Blade is my current favorite. So fun. Barely ever have to look up rules, yet very tactical. Oh, that's nice. Apocalypse Nurse, are you telling me that you don't like diving through rules endlessly while you're playing a game? The quintessential miniature wargaming experience? You have 12 minis painted since Adepticon? That seems pretty good. Dan needs to play some Relic Blade. Make it happen, son. Ugh, I knew I was gonna get black like all over the white details and the yellow details. That's why I did this early on and not after I'd done my white highlights and stuff, because I knew I was gonna fuck it up. Glad I did that. Do another series as a campaign mode, get everyone in. What up, Luxurious? We gotta wait. Gotta wait to actually finish the campaigns that I'm in right now before starting another one. Admittedly, I don't know how long Necromunda is gonna last, or how long my eventual Star Wars RPG campaign will last. Kind of just going with the flow. All right, Malev, let's go. To be honest, if this was 10 years ago and the only games being played at stores in town were GW, I would have quit after the first game. Luckily, I was introduced to miniature wargaming through Frostgrave, Stargrave, Forbidden Psalm, and Song of Blades and Heroes. Which brushes do I prefer? I think the ones that I am tending to prefer lately are DaVinci Resolve Series 35. But I don't know. I don't really buy brushes very often. Like I get one sent to me to try out from different brands. And so I don't like regularly buy brushes like maybe people have to. And so I'm not the greatest resource, honestly, for knowing what's good. I said DaVinci Resolve, didn't I? DaVinci Series 35. Oh yeah, there we go. It's linked in that article. Scott painted the video editor. Which brush has the best mouthfeel? I actually got an email from a scam company that was posing as, oh God. That was posing as DaVinci, and they're like, yeah, we'll give you thousands of dollars to run a 1 second or 1 minute ad in our in the first half of your video. All you gotta do is download the attachment to this email and export it. And it's like, why is there an exe in your attachment? Like that's just not right. And I was like, it's not at Blackmagic email domain. This can't be right. Little sus. Which paint tastes the best? Green. Yeah, it was moist.exe. Yeah. Lol, not a virus. Definitely a promo deal. .exe. Yeah. Yep. I bet this particular tassel is going to be a lot grayer than the last ones that I've done. Oh no. Causing so many problems for myself. Okay, I can fix it with highlights. Green does taste better. I bet your IT department is very proud. They are. They are. The EXE makes the video on your computer. The purple blend? The purple blend on this sword is like amazing. Okay, let me tell you how I did this purple blend. OX20. First of all, I wanted to paint my army all in one go, and I thought a great way to do that was priming it maroon to be a shadow for yellow. And so I primed it all maroon, and then I applied a yellow zenithal highlight to the top of it. And then I was like, actually, this paint scheme sucks balls. I hate it. And so then after that, I airbrushed the model in white cream, and the overspray got onto the blade, and it looks like there's a little bit of a blend on the sword, and it was entirely unintentional. It's yeah, it's maroon, and it was from a previous paint job that I did not like. Sorry. Same scam got Matthias Wandel. Oh yeah, you can't fall for that stuff. That's some honest old school malware distribution. No fancy bullshitting, no social engineering, just straight up sending out exe files and asking people to run them. Rip awesome sword. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I didn't paint on this other dude. His little chest drug thing. Drug thing. This black paint that I'm using is like so thin that it might as well be a contrast paint. Click me, please. You want a dreadnought? In Necromunda? You want a dreadnought? You want to be in a dreadnought? It's like, would you like to be buried, or would you like to be incinerated? And Evan's like, I would like to be locked up inside of a war machine, please. I was like trying to like think about what the lore of a dreadnought is, but all I know is that there's a dead guy inside and it's running the machine. Grimdark. My lore is foggy. This guy's neck's gonna be a pain in the ass to paint. Scott wants him to be independent engine. Yeah. Yep. It is real rainy today. I mean, it hasn't stopped raining in St. Paul where I'm at, but it's been louder and less loud. It's like a life support machine that is also a tank. The flesh is weak. Not dead, near dead. Ah, okay, thank you. My brain in a robot body. Dan and I discovered cyborg races yesterday in the Star Wars universe. They're called ganks, which I think is funny. Is Lobot a gank, Evan? I don't think he is, because from what it sounds like, ganks are kind of primate-ish. He is a human cyborg. Human cyborg relations. The best. Yeah. Lobot. Oh man. Yeah, I didn't realize that. It's a reference to lobotomy. It's pretty dark. It's like Mon Calamari. It's like, really? You couldn't have thought something less on the nose than fucking Fishman? Come on, bruh. What will be the final color of the armor? Pretty much this with a white edge highlight applied to it. But yeah, it's going to be white. Sorry, a cream colored. A cream color. Thanks, Nurgle Matthew. Yeah, exactly. Invader being father in German, yeah. Lucas is just a skosh on the nose. Ooh, some of the maroon is sticking around under his butt. Good thing you can't see that. Spoilers. Dreadnoughts get switched off most of the time and only occasionally switched on for mass murder and philosophy questions. The dudes inside deteriorate swiftly, get detached from reality, don't really care anymore about anything. I think you're right, because I actually remember reading the Aaron Dembski Bowden book series about Night Lords, and like they have like an issue on the deck of their ship, and they're like, well, we gotta turn on Grandpa, and everyone's like, oh shit, no, not Grandpa, he's gonna get really mad at us, and they're like, well, we gotta do it, and they do it, and then, yep, Grandpa's mad. Man, I love it when it's raining. I freaking love it. It is such a good vibe. What up, Doomed Paints? This jazz in Star Wars, I kid you not, is called jizz. Oh, bruh. Why? I guess world building is hard, you know? I shouldn't sit here and be like, why didn't you come up with amazing names for literally everything? And it's like, if you're gonna pick something that fucking dumb, not only does it sound so similar to the original thing, but it's also the fucking word jizz. Come on, bruh. Like, just name it jazz, you know? If you're just gonna do something that half-baked, just call them fishmen, you know? You don't have to call them Mon Calamari or jazz jizz. Just call it jazz. BRB, gotta work on my jizz solo, dude. Jizz band. Coffee is just calf. Yeah, I know. That's another one. That's another one. That's kind of just like, ugh. Barak 21. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. They tried to retcon it, but the power of jizz is too strong. Jizz wailing, baby. Just working on some commissions. All right, well, you've come to the right place for relaxing. Drugs called death sticks. This is why people take Star Wars way too fucking seriously. This is why? Because jizz is called, sorry, because jazz is called jizz. And we're on this jizz solo for a long time. The reach of jizz goes far and wide. Oh, it's so awful. It's so awful. You're all terrible people, but I love you. But yeah. We can't be saying these things. Oh my God. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. I don't want to believe that's true. Can we actually just forget we all heard that? Let's retcon that from this stream. I'm so upset. I'm definitely going to work that into my campaign though. I think like if I make an NPC, I'm like his favorite genre of music is gonna be jizz, and I'm gonna have him talk about it, and everyone's gonna be so confused. Oh, I'm so upset. I can't believe it. Would a jizz solo build up be called edging? Yeah, 100%. Because taking Star Wars any amount of serious is too serious. But my bad guys can't be goofy, Rufus. They have to be cool, mean, and serious. I don't think it's Jis meant that back then, but then that band got going and well, they were originally called the Skeet Skeets. No way. No fucking way they were called the Skeet Skeets. Someone is fucking taking the piss right now. The sound of jizz fills your ears as you enter the bathhouse. Oh, it's awful. It's so awful. Bad guys gotta be as edgy as possible, combined with a Linkin Park AMV. What's AMV stand for? Oh, I hate it. To Jats? Yeah, well, too late. You open that fucking box, bro, and it ain't getting closed again. Anime music video. Oh, okay, I get it. Improvisational jizz is too unsettling for me. I like more I need to think of like alternate genres to jizz, you know? Like what? No, I don't want to. I started to think of things and immediately it's too easy. It's too easy. Oh God. Doomed Pates, there is a Discord. It is for Twitch subs, but also for patrons. Oh, yes, jizz adjacent. Dixieland jizz has a good swing to it. Oh God. What if Sensei swag mini art? The real question is, do they say yeah. Yeah. Frontier, I think we have to ban you, honestly. I think this The amount that you just ruined Star Wars for me is unforgivable. Yes. Oh God. I know. Well, have we? I guess I keep blocking it out. Yeah, I hate that. I hate it. It's so awful. I can't believe it. This must be a synthetic brush because the tip is curling. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I need a nice, accurate, natural hair brush. Well, let's try one of these green ones. I have so many brushes. Shouldn't feel bad about trying them out. All right. So these brushes are the green line ones, not the orange line ones from PK Pro. PK Pro green line, 00. That's really small. I don't know if I want that small of one. I thought it was a little bit bigger. Couldn't tell. All right. They also seem like they're a little bit bigger, just in general, the whole set, than the orange ones. So again, we're trying out PK Pro brushes. We were just using the orange line one. It wasn't super great, and now we're using the green line ones. Scott will forget this too. Okay, there's too much. There's too many jokes about jizz. The genre of music, not the bodily fluid, in case you just joined us. He's new, cut him some slack. All right. Frontier can stay, but never again. Never again! I feel like when I start to... Does anyone know if... Sorry, let me change the subject briefly. Does anyone know if the teardrop shaped gems on an Incubi's helmet are the same as the more oval shaped things on their forearms and also that you can see littered across the range? Are they the same thing? I'm new? I don't know. I think it's probably just a joke. Is someone asking a real... Does anyone have yellow paint that doesn't suck? I feel like people ask that question a lot, and I should have a good answer to it, but I don't. I don't know. I've used a lot of yellow paint, and they kind of all work-ish. Kind of work. Ugh. Got black on his helmet right there. Ugh, I hate it. This is the one downside of doing a largely white and black scheme, is that you gotta contend with this at some point. Either you're gonna get white on your black and it's gonna kind of suck, or you're gonna get black on your white and it's gonna kind of suck. Round ones are spirit stones that house souls. Not sure about the teardrops. I think they're only on Dark Eldar. I think even further beyond that, they might only be on the Incubi's helmets. I don't think I've seen them anywhere else. But I could be wrong. I don't know. He didn't. John, are you in this chat right now? Did you get rid of? You got rid of all of your yellow paints. What's the one you like? I think those are called Tears of Isha. I don't recall the meaning though. Okay. Okay, so they might be something else then. All right, that's good to know. It's good to know. Is this the real Miniac? No. This is Scott Walter, the jizz enthusiast. Oh, they look so mean. Ah, I love it. Once they're fully painted, they're gonna look so sick. And if I wasn't like fucking doing this on stream and super distracted, I think this would be a fairly fast scheme. Or at least it feels like it would. The moment you go to the paintbrush, everything comes to a screeching halt though. You can make so much progress with an airbrush. What the fuck was that sound? I heard the most insane thunder strike I've ever heard in my life. It was so weird sounding. Oh, this is like super hardcore dried now. Okay, I'm gonna apply another layer of this because I want to have another layer of it. But also, I just want to catch it on stream so you guys can see like how much I'm gooping on and how it works. How am I doing against Jay? I have no idea. I'm not keeping track of the points. He's crushing me. You know what? Describe the thunderstrike. Yes, I was not thunderstruck. Long-time viewer, first-time subscriber. Recently started miniature painting, and I'm looking for affordable and good brushes. Any that come with affordable and good. I think Rosemary and Co. are the ones that would be affordable and good. All right, let's get some acetone. You roasted me pretty good in that video? What video? Never get roasted. Oh, the most breezing video? Yeah, you fucking got me, dude. You got me. All right, so we got this stuff. This Mr. Hobby white putty. And yeah, we're just gonna smear it on. And it is not going to look pretty, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Let me tell you what. Also, I really should have thought about how I was going to paint this, and I should have made the pin longer. It's gonna keep falling over, isn't it? Oh, or that's gonna happen. Wonderful. It really doesn't need to look pretty. Now we'll get some of our acetone. We'll just start to smooth it. Like a lot of acetone. And if you use a lot, like it just settles, you know? And now this is like, you know, this is kind of like what smoke on GW minis kind of looks like. Yeah, I think we're about done. A little bit more right here. Cool. All right, let that dry. Attach it to the rocket. Fly sometime tomorrow. Is that something you sculpted? Yeah, I sculpted it. It's not a flight stand. I have a different solution for a flight stand that I actually haven't made yet that will involve some more scratch building. Doomed Paints, there is a feedback channel on my Discord. Just tag me in it with whatever you want feedback on, and I'd happily supply some. Thank you for the support, man. Appreciate it. Just make sure that you... This looks really nice for gap filling. It is really nice for gap filling. It's a bit of a pain in the ass because it dries so fast. Like, the moment you take it out of the little tube, it begins to become like kind of pasty and sticky and nasty. So like it happens so quickly. So that kind of sucks. But if you can get around that, then it's nice. Also, acetone doesn't really work very well with plastic models. Basically, that's what super glue. That's basically what plastic glue is some kind of acetone. So it's gonna melt your models a little bit. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe the water-based ones are a little bit better. I guess I didn't explain what this is going to be. Summon Lesser Maker. It's a smoke plume that is going to go on this rocket that I drilled a hole in on the back, and it's going to kind of come out like that. And so I'm gonna sculpt some flames once this is all nice and dry. On top of this, and then it's going to hang. Oh, don't fall! It's going to hang upside down under the ship, and it's got a little bit of an arc because, like, I imagine the missile drops and then it engages, and so there's a little bit of an arc. It's a little bit confusing looking at it upside down, but yeah, there'll be a little smoke plumage with some fire behind it. An in-progress missile. So cool. That's pretty slick. I've seen it done on tank hulls. Yeah, people use that for texturing tank hulls and stuff. Politovsky, thanks for the Prime sub. You can mix that stuff with Tamiya super thin if you need to and not. Okay, so it also works with that as well. Okay, good to know. You don't need to use something like acetone to make it work then. So if you can use Tamiya thinner, then you could use it on a plastic model without fear that you are going to melt it. It is good. Are ambots worth it in Necromunda, as I wanted to put one in my Cawdor list? I think the whole vibe of Necromunda is if you like something, you should just buy it and put it in your list. But we got my Arbiter, who's in the chat right now, who would know the answer to that question. What do you think, John? Are ambots worth it for the creds? John left. Okay. Well, then I don't know. Yeah, I think if you dig the model, you should definitely add it to your gang. Actually, you know what? We had an ambot in one of our scenarios that we had to like turn on so it could like open up a tomb or some shit, and they're pretty fucking mean. What do they cost in terms of credits? Are they like 200 something? I don't think they can get ambots for cheaper. But I could be wrong. I know there are ambots in the the book. Which could mean that they are cheaper. It's funny, like, you know how like if you're in like a couple with someone and you combine together your names into a portmanteau. If you combine together Amber and Scott, you get Ambot. That's what I always think of whenever I think of Ambot. Or Scamber, either one. The big crossbow is freaking sick. Very cool. I don't have one of the big crossbows in my list yet, but I would love to. I currently have a grenade launcher. I have the champion for the more religious dudes, a deacon with a grenade launcher. Much better than Scamber. Besides, we all know Amber is the lead and should come first. Looks like a 215 credits for a basic one. Joss Moons, you and I agree, man. I agree. I think the Redemptionists have too much going on. Or, you know, I think maybe they just have too much, for me, it's just too much robes. So much cloth on those dudes. I think that was my problem with them. Speaking of Ambot, Amber is still here. Normally, she doesn't have to stay for so long. All done? Can I help you? Oh, I do have electronics attached to my body, so I probably shouldn't, but I meant, can I open the door for you? Do you, How about you just not ship this stuff now and wait until it's not raining? Okay. Do you want me to take it in? Okay, I'll take it in tomorrow. Don't worry about it yet. Sorry to anyone who ordered merch recently. It's gonna wait a day because of handling. I also don't want all these things to get rained on.
I have an Etsy.
Okay. See you later.
Bye.
Is there a recipe for the shepherd's pie that I'm following? Yeah. Okay. Spicy off-camera smooch and cooking tips. I'm here for it. Oh, wait, I see a little, there's some, I need to smooth out. Oh, that is hard, okay. Why are people freaking out about female custodies now? I know custodies kind of people were kind of complaining about what happened to them rules-wise. Did that also experience some kind of change lore-wise recently? Drop the pie recipe, it's content we're all craving. Because they retconned that and added that. Wow, okay, wow, what a change. What a change to make. There are 2 short stories about lady custodians. I don't know, as someone who likes big, strong, scary, powerful mamas, I'm for it, you know? I'm for it. Then again, I suppose my opinion doesn't really matter a whole lot. I can't reach under there. Death by snoo snoo? I've heard that phrase before, but I have no idea what it means. Hold up, didn't you make a gag in your Soul Blight Skeleton video about a GW employee looking at a feed? Yeah. I feel like that bit got no love, but I recently watched that video, and I think it's hilarious. But yeah, it opens with one of the GW execs looking at a Twitter post of like a sexy custodes female. And I think he says like something like Emperor Almighty. I thought that was hilarious. That's the same video where I'm walking around in a fucking cape though, so understandable why the focus would shift, if you know what I mean. But no whamming allowed. Listen, the same people that are raging about female custodians didn't say a thing when Gene Stealer cults apparently were able to sneak into the Golden Throne. They are just pissy about women and that's it. God, King's Anointed. Thank you, sir. I'm kind of curious. I don't know if this is if it's a thing more now than ever has been before, but people just seem to attach to things they like so much and are unable to like hear criticism about those things or have those things change in any way. And I'm curious if this is more a problem now than it ever has been before, or if people have always been like this. You know, it's kind of a hard question to answer. I don't know if it really has an answer, but man, it just seems challenging for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't that always? It could be, you know, very reasonable that it could be. How much do you plan on your scheme before applying paint? Do you know what parts will be which color before applying paint, or do you pick a scheme and just kind of feel out where the colors will go as you're painting? Boy, let me tell you what, when Chaplin started doing things with sound, it's the worst ever. Killed the real comedy. Okay, there you go. There you go. I do a decent amount of planning. Cornflake Justice taking a sick day. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. I hope you feel better, man. So let me show you the guy that I use to plan my scheme out. So I do some test models. And I don't really mind if the test models look slightly different than like the final dudes. Like it's close enough that you won't ever notice. And then I kind of hone in on stuff. Every single unit is a little bit different, has different stuff that you have to paint. So these are my test Kabalite warriors. You know what? Now that I'm looking at this, oh no, okay, no, we're good. So I kind of, you know, this army's been through a lot, and so it's there was more paint schemazing going on before even these models. But generally, how it works is I will paint like a hero character for an army, and I'll spend like however long I want on that army. Sorry, on that individual dude. And I will figure out what colors I want, where they go, how much of each color to include. I'll figure all that shit out first. And then I'll start doing some test models that are like grunts, like these guys, to figure out like how to make it faster. Like, okay, I figured out the scheme. Now I got to figure out how to make it a batch paint. But it's all like on the models that will be in the army eventually. I think it's mostly just people who are kind of lost in knowing who they are. So they let content creators influence them into believing there is some kind of culture warrior and the fate of the universe is at stake. Maybe also like, you know, this has kind of happened at some point in the past and maybe it's getting worse now. That's always a solution. As I know a guy who has been in the hobby for a very long time and he has had a hard time accepting new lore things. Gotcha, okay. That's more of a specific example. I think the more niche a hobby gets or deeper you get into, the more threatened into a corner some members feel. Okay. Thank you, Paint Spill Curse. The visor is very shiny. I like the visor as well. Fresham, thanks for the Prime stuff. Appreciate it. Yeah, reloading is almost as good. Yeah, that is a sick model. It's super cool to see these take shape as I've listened to you talk about them on top forever. Happy to see you figure them out. They're such a challenging scheme, but they look rad. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I really like it, and I can't wait to see the whole army. I think they're gonna look sick. I've kind of decided that I want like a very fast Dark Eldar army, which is not hard to do, but like lots of Razor Wing, not lots, like a big Razor Wing jet fighter, tons of Reaver jet bikes, Hellions, everything is in a Venom or a Raider, you know, just really fast stuff. And you guys are probably all like, that's what all Dark Eldar do, but I would love to have like 9 or 12 Reaver jet bikes in my army. I think that'd be fucking cool. How many points am I planning? You know, typical 2,000. 2,000, and then I will slowly add things to the army as things come out and as I see fit. Kind of like what I'm doing with Soulblight right now. Although I will say I haven't painted anything for my Soulblight army since I finished the army. That's because there are other things to work on. There's Necromunda to be painted. There's a Song of Ice and Fire to be painted. Yeah, Long Belly. That also happens with me. But speaking of Kill Team and also this subject, there's a video on my channel called Speed Painting My Way with GW's Kill Team that more succinctly describes the process that I am describing right now, like how I come up with a scheme. And it uses the novitiate Kill Team as a test bed. Yeah, I would love to paint up a sister's army in that scheme. And I have a decent amount of sisters. I have like a heavy weapons squad, and I have battle sisters, and I have Repentia, and I have Arcoflagellants. I have all 4 of those boxes. Now I just need some of their ridiculous vehicles. I love the Sisters of Battle vehicles. They're so insane. Sick, you should go to the No Retreat tournament from the SN Battle Reports, guys. Where is that located? And also, what is SN Battle Reports? I wanted to collect Eldar. I saw that the Howling Banshees were only 1 wound. I mean, whatever. Yes, I do have that. Do what thou will. Mike Genie with the link! Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. All right, anything else I need to paint here with the contrast paint? Oh, the neck. The unholy neck. Oh, this is another one of the... I like it more when he is pointed his head in a certain direction. It makes the neck a lot easier to paint. I think if I were to paint more of these guys, I would definitely keep the heads off, and I may even keep the arms off if I plan to actually do Molotov Chrome, because it just makes it a lot easier to airbrush it. Man, Zach Mini says, I'm quite loaded on projects too, although I'm in a holding pattern until AOS 4 is out to determine if error-based stuff will live there or go to fantasy. Sadly, my Tarantulas brood-themed Slaves to Darkness is kind of done since GW removed the cults. I mean, you can just proxy them, and that'll be fine. Thank you. Do what thou will. What's EQ? I don't think Araby is going to live in AOS 4.0. I think it's definitely going to be an old world thing, but what do I know? Right, exactly. Yeah, I don't want to have to fucking mask off the entire model so I can airbrush on Molotov Chrome. But if I want to do, especially, what am I trying to say right now? If I want to do the Tamiya Clear, especially, that kind of has to go through an airbrush. You can kind of get away with it when it comes to the silver, but definitely not that. Trying to figure out how to paint headlights. They need to be clear plastic, and then you paint them with Tamiya Clear Yellow. GG. All Clad 2 Chrome. I'm gonna guess it's exactly the same as Molotov Chrome Sensei Swag Mini Art. Have you used both? Do you know if they're different? Step 1 failed. Do you want them to be like illuminated headlights or just like a headlight that isn't on? Because you could paint it Molotov Chrome. Oh no, you couldn't do that. That wouldn't work. Never mind. Because like a headlight is backed with silver, and so if you wanted it to look off, I was gonna say you could paint it silver and then paint it Tamiya Clear Yellow, but I've done that before and it just looks gold. It doesn't look like gold covered by silver. Although your mileage may vary, you know, just because it didn't work for me doesn't mean it's not gonna work for you. Wimbat, thanks for the sub, appreciate it. EverQuest, okay, EverQuest, yes. Weathered headlights. Okay. Weathered headlights, eh? Some tan oil or enamel paint will help. You get some of that dusty matte look. Especially like if you have like the grills that cover the headlights, that always looks so nice in those grills. Get some dust in there. All Clad works best over an all clad gloss coat. Yeah, I think a lot of really shiny metals also claim something similar, that they look best over a glossy undercoat. You know, in my TMM tests, which admittedly only used like miniature paint silvers, I didn't really notice much of a difference. Like I didn't notice that a glossy undercoat made the typical hobby paint look any shinier. And you can go and watch that video if you want to. It's I forget the name of the video, but I'm like testing silver paints. That was a series that I never finished. I have heard Turbo Dark. Yeah, All Clad 2 is airbrush only and only needs a gloss black coat. I use Molotov Chrome and the Stewart Simple Chrome for brush applications, but always All Clad for the airbrush. You get super elective surface and a very smooth application with All Clad, and also some tasty fades. Tamiya Clear works great over it as well. I just don't know how any how another airbrush silver would be any shinier than Molotov Chrome. I think it'd be the same kind of look. I spray Molotov Chrome through an airbrush as well, and that works phenomenally. But that'd be kind of crazy if there was an even shinier silver. For your Razorwing conversion, I saw you were trying to get more movement in the model. What about throwing a flag on there? Yeah, flag is a great idea. I haven't thought about that. I got some chains. I got some bending poles that will imply some motion. The base, what I'm doing with the base is going to imply motion in a huge way. The harpoon gun that you guys have all seen on the internet, if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook, I'm also going to do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some poster tack. Let me just show what I'm going to do. I want to take some poster tack and I'm going to stick it down on the poster tack. And I think it's going to be leaning in this direction. And so now it's like drooping in a certain way, and then I'll apply super glue thin. So that's also going to imply some motion. So it's like forward motion because it's like drooping back, and also the plane is tilted, and so it's going to, or I guess pitched. So it's going to, angle in the direction of the turn, which I think is actually this way. But I'm so excited for this thing, this fucking dumb harpoon gun. I'm so happy with it. A lot of Talos paint engine bits in here. Oh, and also I custom sculpted some little spikes and put them on a sprue so I could add more studs and spikes to my the various elements. Do I know if Turbo Dork are any good? I don't know. Hey, anyone in chat have any experience with Turbo Dork paints, positive or negative? Please share them. But a flag would be good. My only immediate thought about a flag being problematic is that it's another large detail to have to paint, and I'm already kind of like behind schedule on this video. Like, this video is supposed to come out next, and then the third video is coming out after that one. But if I'm being honest, I don't think I have time to do the third video if I want to finish this one. This is turning out to be a bit too intense of a conversion. I keep just doing more things to it. Jim Boblu, this brush I'm using right now is a size 1 from Greenline from PK Pro. I've never used this paint before until today. Or sorry, these paintbrushes until today. So I don't know if they're any good. They look good. Can say that. Necro Week must return. I can't pay that much more Necromunda content. Turbo Dork is finicky. They have instructions specific per color to follow, but the effect when done right looks incredible. They're gloopy and need to be thinned down a lot. Turbo Dork is pretty good. They're tricky but can be impressive. Turbo Dork had pretty bad quality control for a hot minute, so I stayed away from them, but I know they were reformulated recently. There you go. A lot of opinions about Turbo Dork paint from actual consumers. Thank you, guys. Oh, the gems, brother. Turbo Dork is great. More paints that need a gloss undercoat. Excellent. Excellent, brother. I wonder if I apply a wash over Molotov Chrome, is it gonna just look like trash? Is it just gonna like totally murder the chrome, or is some of it gonna live? I'm trying to think about how I'm gonna paint these swords. I can definitely get away with paint brushing on Molotov Chrome, but I don't know if I can get away with Tamiya clear. New Jetty D looks so good. Thank you, sir. I freaking love that Jetty D conversion. I think he's great. Oh, you're gonna see Civil War, Evan? Okay, man. Let me know what you think of it. I think I'm a little too scared to see that movie. I don't want it's gonna hit too close to home. Although I know it's been getting rave reviews, so I might have to. Damascus. Ooh, that's kind of a cool idea. Damascus steel. As A24 or as Mike Janae said, A24 doesn't miss. That's not true. But for the most part, they're pretty fucking solid. Oh yeah, the shiny Jetty D sword. You like that one? I like that one too. Yeah, you're right. They do not miss big. I totally agree with that. If they miss, it's just that they're a little awkward and weird and a little too art housey. Maybe. Although I haven't really seen all of the movies. I have 7 different Turbo Dark colors that I've liked enough after playing with it and figuring out and I bought more. Okay, nice. I feel like most people I've heard from have not been fans of Civil War. Oh, okay, interesting. The opposite is the case for me. A lot of great comments. I also started to read some reviews of it on Letterboxd, and there definitely were some angry comments or reviews in there, but yeah, kind of to be expected. I started Necromunda because of your Necromunda video. Hell yeah. I've heard it's a 6 out of 10. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the average review on Letterboxd, which is my particular platform of choice when it comes to movie reviews, it's a fairly high average. So I think it's probably better than a 6 out of 10, but I have no idea. I think it also really depends on who you are. I haven't seen it, so I can't really say. Nothing I say really matters. But the average rating is pretty decent. Pretty decent. Yeah, pretty shit. I started the Goliath King. I have the 2 main boxes, and I love painting them because you can take a little bit longer than an army. Hell yeah, dude. High praise for Citizen Kane. Ha! I gotta watch Citizen Kane again. I should just have a day where I watch a bunch of fucking classics. I'll watch Lawrence of Arabia. I'll watch The Godfather. I'll watch fucking Citizen Kane. I'll watch is Metropolis a classic? I think Metropolis is a classic silent film, right? Lawrence of Arabia fucking rocks. Yeah, I watched Casablanca as well recently for the first time, and it was pretty damn good. I was pretty shocked. I guess I shouldn't be shocked. That's the wrong word. It exceeded my expectations quite a bit. This guy doesn't have any gems on his forearms. Okay. Maltese Falcon, that's another classic one. Is Waterloo a classic? I don't know, I've never heard of it. I would say Wages of Fear is a classic. That's where Napoleon goes on a water slide. Is that the name of the water park in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure? Don't forget to pray to the holy shrine each day to the B movie, The Peak of Mankind. The original Manchurian Candidate with Frank Sinatra. I haven't seen that one. Can't wait for Nosferatu with Eggers. Yeah, dude. It's going to be fucking sick. I cannot wait. Can't wait. Oh my god. That is a triple layer joke in that movie. Holy cow. I'm not going to paint this black gem all the way to the edges because the edges are going to be silver anyways. Maybe I should because then I'll keep some black around the edge. All right, steady. Perfect. Nailed it. Nailed it. Right. Wife and I decided our weekend movie is going to be Abigail. It's a vampire weekend. I've never heard of Abigail. What's the deal with that movie? Is that a modern timeline? Is it a horror? Wait, I think I know what. No, I don't know what Abigail is. I thought I might have. Modern time, bunch of criminals kidnap a kid and she's a fucked up vampire. Oh, yeah. That sounds good. Give me a sec, stream. I hear water dripping or some kind of water sound. I'm kind of just curious if my office is leaking somewhere. Okay, it's just the skylight confusing me. Okay, we're good. There was a leak in my office at one point. Actually, it happened one day, randomly. And it was the day that I had like patrons coming to visit my office. Spooky. Door explodes open in a torrential flood. All of that one movie that I can never remember the name of. Hotel. Here's Johnny. Help me out. The Shining. I don't know why, but I can never remember the name of that movie. Sharknado. Hot take: The Shining TV show is better than the movie. How could you say that? How could you have an opinion that conflicts with the majority? I've never seen the TV show. I did see Doctor Sleep, and I fell asleep. I guess that's pretty fitting. I think the thing about Doctor Sleep that I kind of got tripped up on a bit was just like it leaned a lot, I believe, on the original story, which I think the first movie didn't really care to explore a whole lot. And so there was like a lot of really kind of interesting backstory that I didn't know about having watched the first movie, and it was kind of just weird. But it does have Sarah Ferguson being a badass, so I saw a recent post about Sarah Ferguson. You know, it was like a nice photo where she like looked really good in it, and like all the comments were like Reverend Mommy, and I was like, God damn, that's good. That's hilarious. Giving the source material 4.5 hours to breathe does the TV miniseries a whole lot of good, IMO. Okay. So maybe that's what it needs. Just needs some time to develop a little bit. Also, I don't know if you guys know this, but the actress who played Reverend Mother Mohayim is one of the lead actresses also in fucking Zardoz. Do y'all know that? I didn't know that, and I love it. I love it. That movie is insane. What I think of the Dark Tower movie? I haven't seen the Dark Tower movie. Rebecca Ferguson is the character who plays Lady Jessica in the new Dune movies. Paul's mama. Comic. Ooh, I didn't know there was a Dark Tower comic. I have not seen any media about the Dark Tower. I often confuse it with Dark Crystal, but it's a totally different thing. That's all I have to say. Yes, I'm going late, Evan. Relax. Also, go watch your movie. Quit annoying me. Zambies, what up? I just want to finish doing the black on all the guys before I stop. Am I allowed to do that, sir? May I? Reported. They are so cool, Snollygoster. What up, Zambies? Dark Crystal does slap. It's cool. It's a cool movie that's just like entirely puppets. Right? Yeah. Wait, is it? Yeah, it is. I'm the only person that didn't like Dark Crystal's plot. Visually amazing, story-wise, blah. You know, honestly, I can't even really remember the story of Dark Crystal. What's going on in front of the camera is too crazy and interesting to remember. Dude, it is very difficult to get to all of the pants. Ah, fuck. Long time viewer, first time chatter. Hope you keep having fun and make dough doing what you're doing. I will state I missed the cutaway memes and more narrative approach from your older videos. I'd love to see more of that. Anyways, gotta say something cringe because this is Twitch. That paint job looking so good, it makes me want to get my back licked. Ooh. Alexander Empire, I'm curious, what do you consider to be an old video? Like, what's your favorite Miniac video? Because it's always so interesting whenever someone's like, oh man, I love your old videos. And then like you ask them, you know, okay, what video are you referring to? And then it's like, you know, it's not what you think. It's often different. Home run first time chat. Old school goofs. All right, what are we missing? Chest thing. Gem. Evan, I am going to make that video at some point, but I guarantee you when it comes out, it's going to get 30,000 views and then go nowhere. But I didn't make it for the performance. Okay, I think that's everything. Let me just take a once over along the model here. Make sure I painted all the things I normally paint black. Oh, the gems. The gems on the back of the head. The true fans. Oh, yeah, not really that old. Maybe 2 years ago when you weren't in the studio yet, still in the basement visiting LGSs. And I remember some gags where you were in a bathtub. Okay, cool. Yeah, I got you, brother. I got you. The true fans. Fucking YouTube makes me sad when talented people are like, I'm going to do a thing, and then it's not going to go anywhere. This is on my Patreon. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's just the reality of it sometimes. But also, you know, I don't know. YouTube also does a pretty good job of not every video that every creator is impassioned about is actually a good video. You know, like including the ones that I am passionate about. So, it's an important dose of realism that every creator needs to consider. So you know what? Maybe the algorithm isn't fucking with me. Maybe I'm just not good at making videos. It's a hard pill to swallow sometimes. All right. We're all done. There they are, black, cream, yellow. So far. One of my favorites was your NMM video. I also like that video a lot. Thank you. Archivist. Hi, Scott. Hope you're all good. Loved your last video. Good to see these dark colors get some paint on them. Hell yeah. Looking spicy. You mean tell me that the isolated vocals for David Lee Roth singing Running with the Devil isn't an important video? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. All right. I'm going to head out. We're a little bit later than normal. Come back in a week from now to catch the next exciting installment of Man Paints Minis very slowly. Sure, we can raid Monument. That sounds good to me. What up, Grandmaster C? Been a while, brother. Good to see you in the chat again. Yeah. In a week, we'll be back. Paint more minis. Likely the Incubi as I work on my Razorwing jet fighter. It'd be nice to kind of finish them both approximately at the same time, but I think I'll finish the jet first because it's for a video. What can you do? Sorry, Merlin's Academy. But yeah, we're gonna head out. We're gonna send you over to Monument's Hobby. Come back in a week for another paint stream. Until then, thank you for all the lovely support through subs, through being here, chatting, everything. I appreciate it all, guys. You guys rule. But yeah, catch you guys later. Enjoy the Monument's Hobby stream. The